Hi everybody, this is Riz, and I'm calling for YouTube, back with another Dark Shadows video for you guys and gals. And yes, I'm going to talk about Adam. So, Adam is the creation of Dr. Eric Lang, played by actor Addison Powell. Now, there's a lot of interesting things about this character and a lot of interesting things to get to. One of the most curious things is, now we all know how Adam did eventually come to life. Adam is assembled by parts from people who are dead. So Dr. Eric Lang, Addison Powell's character, is having Jeff Clark dig up bodies, and he's bringing them certain. I gather certain parts from the body, because it seems to be that they don't appear to take the whole body. From my understanding. Now, they sure, sure. Um, Again, which is interesting. Maybe he just likes a certain part and takes it. That's a possibility. Um, because again, there's a time we see on a part of an arm, so in a box, and we don't see anything else. Um, in a box. Now we do see we see other body parts assembled together on a table, and that's going to be Adam eventually. Now, keep in mind, you know, Doc, I always call him Dr. Addison Powell. Dr. Eric Lane. Oh my God. Oh my God. That would have been something. Dr. Eric Lane meets Barnabas in the hospital, obviously, and you guys know that he's doing blood transfusions on him, and he pulls back the curtain, and Barnabas can withstand the sunlight. I sort of wonder, because eventually, I think Doctor, if I remember correctly, Doctor Lang tells him that eventually the blood transfusions would have stopped working. Now, I wonder. I always take away from this story arc here that that's eventually what would have happened with Julia's treatments. Again, I know that's a completely different subject and a completely different. That's another video. Oh my God. I don't think of these, I swear. I swear, they just come to me. Um, Freaking, uh, I'm a Dark Shadows enabler, even to myself. So, what you have is Barnabas. Barnabas is told by Lang about the experiment. He eventually tells him. All the while, by the way, Barnabas does tell Eric Lang and Dr. Hoffman about the witch. I was wrong, by the way. I will admit when I'm wrong on here. So, Julia did believe that there was a witch. It was Lang who was the skeptical one a bit, because he was a man of science. And yes, he was a man of science. He was a mad scientist. To quote the great to quote a great another great fictional character, we all go a little mad sometime. Um, that's from Psycho, by the way. So Lane's experiment is it's not just Adam; it's Barnabas and Adam. He's wanting. Yes, he asked Barnabas. He wants Barnabas to make that decision of yes. But ultimately, his experiment isn't just one person; it's two, and really three if you include if you. He tries to kill Jeff Clark. Um, that doesn't happen though. Jeff Clark lives, thank God. Because remember, Dr. Eric Lane asked Jeff Clark, asked Barnabas, have you decided on the face? And he goes, yeah. He asked him, could you make? I will give Barnabas this credit. He doesn't say it needs to be Jeff Clark's face. He does ask, can it be a face like someone who looks like Jeff Clark, not Jeff Clark himself. And Dr. Eric Lane says, I'll do one better. It'll be Jeff Clarkson. And Barnabas, he seems okay with that at first. He's like, all right. But anyway, what's really interesting here is Lane's explanation. You notice that things do change within this arc. And again, I don't think this is plot convenience or bad plot. I just think yeah, you gotta understand there's a lot going on. There's always a lot going on in a show like this, and really DS in general. It's not just this that's going on. You have, because Angelique's back as Cassandra. Um, they're eventually going to introduce Nicholas Blair. Because keep in mind by the time when Dr. Eric Lennox initially explains to him what's going to happen, we haven't met Nicholas yet. Nicholas isn't going to come in until a bit later on. Not too terribly later on, because remember the dream curse happens. When the dream curse happens, Maggie's the first victim of the dream curse. That's something I do want to do separately because I want to do that in order, um, which is really really cool. The dream curse is one of the best sequences ever. Um, Obviously, it's really I've often you've heard me and Mark Gilman talk. This here to me inspired Nightmare on Elm Street a bit. The dream curse. So Mark really honed that in, and which I agree with him. So shout out to my buddy. Uh, I want to give again real quick shout out to Patrick McCray. Shout out to him. I was just messaging him. Give him a shout out. So you have Lane who explains to Barnabas that he won't have the curse no more. So Lane has sort of come around to the idea of a witch because Lane's been attacked. At least that's what you're led to believe because now, yes, he's been attacked, but Lane seems to be more willing to believe because he's been attacked twice now, once now, and well, twice, once by Roger, once by Angelique. And really, Roger took his thing and like helped attack Angelique. Then Angelique herself came, and then Roger came to the house. He was going to kill him with a harpoon. So he's been attacked twice. A third attempt was made. I think I did it out of order. I think Roger was second. And then Cassandra slash Angelique was third. So, but he now, point being is he believes there's a witch. I mean, after that many attempts, you should believe there's a witch, right? Um, by the way, before it gets midnight, happy birthday to my wife. I know I've said it a bunch of times today to her, but happy birthday to her anyway. Um, again. So Lane Lane tells Barnabas that he'll be in a different body, that he'll no longer have the body he's in. He'll be in the body that's on the table. So Barnabas's entire life force, not half of it, is going to be in a different body. That's the definition. That's what we're told, right? Now this is going to change. Um, I don't know specifically why it changed. If you know, please hey, let me know. But again, I don't mind it because I like the Adam arc. Now, you hear that from Lane. You also hear Barnabas tell Victoria that I believe he says his cousin Adam is going to come visit. He's that Barnabas himself is going back to England. So again, they're hinting that Barnabas is going to be in another body. Does that again? If you're not familiar with DS and I'm spoiling something for you, I apologize. Um, so spoiler warning. Um, Barnabas's life force, all of it, does not go in Adam's body. Part of it does, the vampire part. So Adam this is how Adam comes to life. No, um, Dr. Lang, I believe, does not live to see his experiment to come to life. Um, but Julie and Barnabas make it live. They make it come to life. Um, so this gets real tricky for Barnabas and Julia later on because they have to do a lot of this without Lang when they do Eve. Um, oh, so that's a whole nother. Yeah, yeah. Wow. Um, that, by the way, is amazing. I love the fact that Julia gets put under a lot of pressure during this arc too. Um, I mean, she's deserved it, right? Give her some more to do. Why not? Um, I like it. Also, too, I'm going to give a lot of credit to Robert Rodan, and really, when you watch the Adam arc, I don't see how he doesn't get the credit because here's this character who gets taken by Barnabas. They're trying to teach him to talk, and uh, is Bar Barnabas, is he patient at first with Adam? Sure, he tries to be as patient as possible, but like any, you know, Barnabas also doesn't realize that Willie is mistreating Adam at times. So, and he should have put two and two together, that because he does catch him sort of doing something once. So it's like, why didn't you put two and two together and figure that Willie was completely mistreating him at times? That's sort of my one big issue I have with the arc. It's not really a big gripe, but I get they're sort of trying to get Adam to sort of I think personally that they're trying to give you a little more sympathy for Adam. I don't really think it's needed, though, to be fair. I think Robert Rodan's just doing a great job sort of, easing in there. And but they went a little more chaotic. I don't mind that. I love the fact that I love Robert Rodan, Adam going, oh, no, with trying to choke the life out. Get him, get him. It's like you want to hit Adam the cane at this point. Just hit him. But Barnabas, we've seen Barnabas use that cane before, and this time he uses it on Adam. That causes Adam to run out. This is sort of what caused this. No, not sort of. This is what causes the rift of rifts here between Adam and Barnabas. Things are never the same after this, which is, again, it's really interesting. Look how many times Barnabas beat the piss out of Willie. Uh, Willie deserved it. No, he probably did though too. No, he did. Uh, did Adam deserve it? No. I mean, really, no. I mean, let him choke Willie. Willie needs it. But I like the fact that you now have a kidnapping, that Adam kidnaps Carolyn, and they're hiding out. Eventually, Adam, Adam is Adam is gonna jump after the whole, Carolyn is captured and she gets away. Adam Adam jumps off with his hill because he's being chased. He lives. He does a cannonball. I know I'm probably doing this arc all out of order, but another thing I find interesting, Carolyn does help Adam though too. Carolyn helps Adam, get into, he's in Collinwood. Carolyn's trying to help him, but what you got to take into consideration is Nicholas is going to be in Adam's ear too, and Nicholas is going to influence Adam in a very bad way. And this is what Carolyn tells Professor Stokes he's a man now, and it's like I've often said, to me, Carolyn more viewed Adam as more like a bigger brother. Like, I don't. Again, I'm not saying there couldn't have been a relationship. I think Adam did love Carolyn for sure. I think he felt he did love her, but I don't ever feel Carolyn loved Adam. She cared for him as a friend, but not a lover. And I think there's a difference. There's a large difference. Also, too, keep in mind when Adam is laying in bed, Angelique's gonna come in with an axe and try to kill him. I've mentioned this in my last video. Nicholas stops her, makes her old. There's this whole agreement. Oh, if you can get Barnabas to forgive you and love you, I'll lift that. Yeah, that doesn't happen. Um, my God. And again, Robert Rodan has done a really great job transcending. Obviously, he's really going through every emotion possible with this character. Uh, friendship, abuse, uh, being lied to, betrayal. I mean, there's everything. Everything that happens to Barnabas does, in a sense, happen to Adam. I mean, he doesn't get turned into a vampire. He loses, in a sense, the woman he loves rejects him. Josette did not want anything to do with Barnabas because of Angelique. That's why she jumped, and she jumped. But Adam loved Carolyn. Carolyn did not want to love him. So again, there's very interesting parallels with the characters, and I think the writers and Robert Rodan really do a great job getting this across. As the look, is Robert Rodan's character Adam a baby face and a heel? And he's both. I mean, he literally is both throughout the arc, and it's really well done. I like the fact that Professor Stokes takes him under his wing and has shown him the right things, which is really cool. I like the fact that, you know, I love Humbert Allen Ostraus, Nicholas Blair, and Sark. He's just like influencing Adam heavily in the wrong direction. And I love how when Robert Rodan's character becomes bad, really, when he's sort of making his own sort of, bad choices that are sort of, sinister in a way. Oh, you need to make me bride, it's really, he really lays it on thick. I mean, not so thick it's not believable, but thick of like, holy like you're waiting for him just to jack Barnabas's world up. And really you are. I mean, because Robert Renan's such a big dude, you're thinking, man, he's going to hurt. I mean, Robert's going to hurt somebody, but Adam, you're thinking, you've sort of seen you've seen Adam be destructive. You're sort of waiting for him to do that to Barnabas. And it's really just one of the most, to me, that's some of the most terrifying things about the Adam arc. You're just waiting. There's times you're sort of sitting on the edge of your seat waiting for Adam to go off on this fit of rage, which is really just terrifying and awesome at the same time. It's unpredictable and it's cool. Um, to me, anyway. Again, I know some people might differ. I love Eve's interaction with Adam. Eve, how it's nothing to do with Adam. Oh my god. Eve likes Jeff Clark because they were lovers in the past. Oh my god. Eve's one of the reasons why I say that Jeff Clark didn't defend Phyllis Wick. The other reason, obviously, because Phyllis Wick wouldn't be from the future. But so there's a relationship between Eve and Jeff Clark. Uh, that gets into a whole mess of things. Oh my god. I like the fact that they use Maggie's they try to use Maggie's life force, and obviously Maggie gets away. Barnabas has had enough, you know. You see Nicholas be destroyed. Adam, where is Adam by the end of the arc? In many ways, he's a neutral character. He's sort of he's not good nor bad. I would never consider him bad by the end of this arc, but I wouldn't consider him totally good. He's very much a neutral character. In many ways, he's what he is when he started out. He wasn't good nor bad. He was just a neutral character who was sort of being groomed, but slowly you got to understand it's just like Barnabas. There's events around Barnabas. There's events around well, events and people around Adam that affect and shape his life, and that's what affects and shapes his actions. Eventually, he does learn, hey, your actions are your own responsibility, and I think Stokes paints that very very well. I'm not sure if he says it or not, but he paints it well because he sort of hints at it too. Um, Again, I'm old, so I can't. There's things I don't remember. Um, I like the fact that again, Nicholas wants to create an army of super soldiers that are like Adam. Um, I always feel this is really interesting because I've talked about before. They sort of pull back on Diabolus a bit, so I sort of wonder if initially when they initially were they going to go the Rosemary's Babies route with Maggie? Or I don't think they were. I could see if they were. I mean, I could see that. Again, this because this is pre Rosemary's Baby. All this, so really, really great story. Great story. The Adam arc, and I love the fact that Robert Rodin, again, he goes through all these emotions of, he doesn't know how to talk, then he's getting taught how to talk. They're trying to teach him how to act. Willie is sort of doing an inappropriate job of it too. He's showing him how to act the wrong way. He's agitating him, and it's making Adam upset. So you see the choking, and then again, the biggest betrayal for Adam is when Adam Adam being hit by Barnabas the wolf's head cane was to Adam the biggest betrayal he ever paid because no, Barnabas is looked at sort of like a dad by Adam. Well, he looks at Barnabas as like you were like a father to me, and in many ways, Barnabas was. I mean, he helped give him life. He fed him. He read to him. He tried to teach him things, and that's what a dad does. So, I, also too, I think when you have all these other elements to deal with in your Barnabas, you can't go you can't go keeping an eye on Willie Loomis 24/7. I do think that one of the biggest moments that worried me in this arc that was really another terrifying moment when Adam's going up to Collinwood because you don't know what he's going to do. Again, it's a great terrifying character that Robert Rodin just doesn't get enough credit for playing, and he's really really great at it. Really great. I wonder if he was ever offered to come back to the show. That's my question for you guys. Was Robert Rodin ever offered to come back to the show? Um, it'd have been really cool for him to come back. Um, Again, Adam leaves knowing that he's half a Barnabas. Barnabas leaves knowing he can't become a vampire until Adam dies. And unless you get into time travel, and then there's the whole Leviathan thing. Um, So really interesting stuff. Really, um, I think I closed my eyes there for a moment, tried to fall asleep, but God, I'm trying to think of what. I love how they're giving Willie a shotgun and they're letting Willie go after. Willie just wants to kill Adam and be with Maggie. It's like, what's wrong? It's like, dude, you realize you were pulled out of a sanitarium for stalking the same woman who now you're like making the moves on. That was really interesting to me. Really well done though too. It's another little plot device you can throw in there, another little wrinkle that progresses a story along with the other stories around it, like the Adam arc and etc. etc. You know, again, there was always with Dark Shadows, there was always more than one story going on within an arc, which makes sense. What's my favorite moment with Adam? I have a couple. Number one, obviously, is when he jumps off with himself. The only person to land a cannonball. No, I'm kidding. No, but I think there's it's a very telling moment because here's a character that did not want trouble, did not ask to be created. And it's sort of a very telling thing. You know, we've been sitting. I've been sitting here before. I sat here before you guys and talked to you guys about domestic abuse. Dark Shadows was always great, whether it was doing it on purpose or not, of delivering messages. Like Nicholas, children do not ask to be brought into this world. We make them. Or sorry, yeah, sorry. Like Adam, children are not they don't ask to be brought into this world. We make love and we create help create them. But it's our responsibility as parents to raise them correctly and make sure they learn respect and other things. And sometimes there are parents who again aren't. I'm not trying to be sentimental here. I'm not trying to deliver an alternate message. Adam is somebody who's the product of he's brought into a world he doesn't understand, sort of like an infant or a kid, and he's treated good by one person, he's treated poorly by another, and then once the person he cared for sort of hits him, he does not know how to take that and runs away. I mean, and then again, it's a very the run. It's so message sending and heart pounding. It's amazing. The Adam arc is full of great storytelling and great messaging, in my opinion. If you disagree with that, please do. You can. I don't want you to think you can't disagree with me on here. Um, Another one of my favorite scenes is just the first interaction with Nicholas. I mean, Humphrey Allen Australia just does a great job of playing a villain. He is amazing. And really, one of a scene that sort of flies under the radar a bit, I think, for me, is when Adam is finally he's sort of his own man in a way. He's not relying on Nicholas. He's not he's sort of making his own demands of his own volition, and he's really you could tell, man, this character's really come such a long way and into his own. Again, I don't think the character when a character leaves, he's not a villain. He's more of a neutral character. Where has Adam gone? I cannot. There, I have so many videos coming up, and I want to say first of all, thank you to everybody again, and second of all, I really would love. I want to do a video of where did the Dark Shadows? What are the Dark Shadows characters up to today? Uh, you know, Adam, Carolyn. I I I am wanting to bring John Philip Betancourt on here to do that video with. It would be a fun video to do with him. Also, would love to do that video with Patrick as well. Gordon. Again, it would just be a really, really fun video. So, again, where do I think Adam went to? I think I gave my answer in a previous video. I'm not sure I did, but I'm gonna save my answer for when I do that video of all the Dark Souls characters, because I have a fantasy booking for Adam. Um, Again, a really, really great character. Robert Rodin was amazing performer as Adam. Amazing. I love. By the way, too, the chemistry with him and Sam Evans was really good. It was, again, Sam Evans being nice to Adam was another key moment. Ultimately, this causes the death. Adam knocks him down. Ultimately, this is going to end up causing the death of Sam Evans, which is interesting. Again, it's another. There are a lot of really good moments in the Adam arc that are very, very intriguing. So I will leave you guys with that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys have a great, great night. Bye bye.